Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to a brand new episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now, with your host, myself, Bara Abdallah, as we bring you the kingdom's latest topics and initiatives, as well as showcasing local talents and more, all happening right here after this break. So don't go away. Art washes away the dust of everyday's life, from the soul and onwards. Today with us on the Skype call is a young Bahraini artist, Mariam al-Naimi, and her artwork, The Water Shift and Swap, winner of the National Dana Award of the Year in Bahrain's annual Fine Arts Exhibition in its 47th edition. So, Mariam, thank you for joining us on Bahrain Now.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Pleasure. So tell us, what inspired you to become an artist?
So I've always been interested in art. So art has always been something I appreciate and value and I'm interested in. And I think the start was when I was doing my undergrad. I took this series of workshops at Al-Barah and Al-Rawaq Art Gallery.
Wow.
And those workshops were provided by amazing international artists. And that kind of shifted and expanded my definition to art, which made me interested in taking this path. So when I see art as a platform through which I can contemplate on things, ask questions, and have more conversations happening, that was something interesting for me.
Wow, that is beautiful. Pretty much an interesting start for your passion. Now, with that being started, you got the spike, you got ignited with the passion of art. How long were you riding the arts journey?
So I think my first participation was back in 2013 or 14. When I took an art workshop by Nadim Kofi. And then after the workshop, it was a group workshop. And then after that workshop, we had a group exhibition at Al-Barah. So at the same year, I also participated at the annual exhibition with my first participation. And it was an art installation back then in 2014.
Wow, that was pretty much a beautiful journey, and it's still going on, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was definitely a very fun and playful journey, I would say.
And it's not going to end anytime soon, I'm sure of that. So tell us more about your artwork, The Water Swap.
So in Arabic, it's تبدلات الماء, or shifting waters or swaps. And it's a research-based ongoing project where I look at the surrounding environment and how we constantly shape this environment around us, and vice versa, how the environment is also shaping us, right? And shaping the communities that is built around it. So specifically in this project, I'm looking at water and water bodies around us, the presence and absence of this water. And the relocation and the constant shifting and relocation of this water body. Through this work, I invite people to contemplate on this, on those shifting in waters, right? And specifically, I'm looking at Ain al-Safahiyya in the frames. So Ain al-Safahiyya is located in Nabi Saleh.
Okay.
It's an empty spring. But then I have 3 photo collages and a video work, which is more of a conceptual video work.
Okay. Now I feel like I want to go to Nabi Saleh and check it out. Definitely. Very philosophical, if I have to say. I mean, I think right now I'm going to go deeper into the artwork itself and see what's going on over there. Now, with that being said, how do you feel after winning the Dana Award? What were your expectations?
Alhamdulillah, I was very grateful and honored to be winning the award, and very grateful for every and each individual who was part of this journey as well. Um, the, I mean, the work itself, I hope it provokes so many questions, um, more than putting out answers, I would say. Um, and I think having those questions is very and highly important, because it's a complex and it's a multi-layered topic, the environment itself, and it has many parts that influence it. I would say maybe we don't have any answers to those questions, but it's important to have questions about our relationship to the environment itself. Where do we get our water from? How is the water being present or absent around us? How does the urban development, for example, is shaping and reshaping the environment?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, that's very interesting. I mean, me, myself, being working for the Environment Supreme Council itself, and every day when it comes to PR work or it comes to the water management and other stuff, including with the environment, I exactly know what you're talking about. So I just want to say I really, really appreciate your artwork and what you're trying to convey as a message to everybody out there in Bahrain, even the world. Now, with that being said, any future plans, a teaser even?
I would say I would be very happy to continue on my ongoing projects. Most of my projects are site-specific, and that's what I really enjoy about it, is to go around and discover new places and new things around us. I mean, just looking around, sometimes the most ordinary things are actually the extraordinary things around us. And Bahrain is a very, very diverse country in terms of it has a very rich biodiversity. And just walking around actually and discovering things is fascinating.
Beautifully said. Bahrain does have a beautiful biodiversity. That is so true. I mean, it's an eye-opener to hear this, like on an interview right now. At the same time, I really appreciate the efforts you've been putting together into this artwork. So, any last words for your viewers?
I would say to continue going around and discovering the places around us, and I would include myself in this message maybe. And really appreciate what we have in the environment around us. Like, I would say knowing what's there makes us appreciate it more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Naimi, first of all, thank you so much for such an eye-opening talk right here on Bahrain Now. And thank you so much for your efforts and conveying the message to the world about what's happening with the water and the environment. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Madam Naimi, and as she said, please go around, explore Bahrain when it comes to water, the environment, and biodiversity, and experiment the beauty of Bahrain. All that was there with us here on Bahrain Now. Martial arts teaches commitment, patience, and discipline. Today, we'll talk about a reputable Bahraini center which is teaching Taekwondo, martial arts, and self-defense for children, youth, and adults. With us in the studio is Al-Banna himself, the founder of Al-Banna Martial Arts Center. Welcome to the studio. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look fit and amazing. You're like
so
ready
much.
to go.
Yeah, you're ready.
So tell us about the center.
Actually, I'm the founder of the Al-Banna Martial Arts Center. I started the center in 2008, September. So now we are in the 13th year. Before that, I was player in Bahrain national team from 1999 until 2005.
Okay.
And after that, I had an injury during one of my tournaments. So I've stopped my career like being a player.
Okay.
So it took me 3 years to understand that my career as a player is over. So I thought of starting my own small school. Then it goes on, small classes, small classes. I started with adults, then youth, then children. Thanks God now we have around we have trained more than 5,000 students in the center.
Amazing.
So much, yeah.
Amazing, amazing. 3 years for you to have the transition from being an athlete to a center. That is amazing. I mean,
Actually, I did not accepted that situation.
I understand.
You know.
Yeah.
So I had to go through different operations to my right knee, and I even tried to go back to be a player in 2007, but I failed. I couldn't participate. So there was a time that's like I have to do something else. So I started my center.
Okay.
I have the passion for the game. I have the
Right.
passion for teaching the children, especially the children. So here we go now.
That is very, I would say, strong of you, to be honest, because a lot of people would say, "Khalas, I will give up everything, give up the entire thing." That said, I had enough time with that, but you decided, no, you won't give up, and you just changed to be an instructor.
Because this is the main thing about martial art, is a commitment.
Right.
You have to be committed. Whether you are a player or a pro or a coach, you have to be committed. So I spent now 26 years in Taekwondo.
Wow.
So you have to be committed. No matter, even if you are doing it as a hobby, even if you are doing it as a profession,
Okay.
you have to be committed. That's the secret of martial art, commitment.
Love that. So why Taekwondo? I mean, why not like Shaolin Temple Kung Fu or Hajj Musul MMA? I mean, why Taekwondo? What really made you attracted to that martial arts sport?
Before going to that, I have tried many things before starting Taekwondo. I was a swimmer.
You swimmer, okay.
Then I moved to handball.
Okay.
Then in 1990, I was a soccer player in Manama Club.
Huh.
I did not like any of these sports. So in 1993, I started going to the gym.
Okay. A bodybuilder.
A bodybuilder, yeah. So I'm doing it until now.
Okay. It shows actually. I'm like,
But then I thought of, why would I have a muscle if I can't use it for something useful?
Interesting.
So the body is a tool and I need to use it. I was very obsessed about these movies, Van Damme, Sylvester, you know?
Yeah.
So then I started, I want to do a martial art. I didn't know which martial art I should do. But Bahrain was very special in Taekwondo. It's one of the oldest martial arts in Bahrain actually.
Huh.
Okay, it's like the first. And it had very big base of players. But we didn't have so much of schools at that time.
Right.
And since that, the Taekwondo, it's a martial art and it's a sport.
Okay.
So it has both features. Sports means that they have international tournaments, they are into the Olympic Games, so you have a long way to go. While the martial arts, it's only like a training.
Right. Self-defense.
Self-defense.
That's it. Yes.
So I choose Taekwondo. It's a very beautiful game.
Okay.
It's very difficult, but it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, man, beautiful. I mean, my son just took some classes in Taekwondo. He's happy, but now I have to be careful.
Actually, see, a lot of people think that when kids, they go into this Taekwondo, you have to be careful.
Right.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite, right?
You have to be careful if they do not go to any kind of this disciplined sports.
Okay.
Because once they are into this kind of sports, especially Taekwondo, we teach the children discipline,
Beautiful.
self-control, self-confidence. These things will make him more calm. And the energy that the children they have at home or with their friends, they will put all this energy into their training.
Right.
So it's the opposite thinking. It's not that the children will go to Taekwondo and they come back home and they'll be, yeah, they might have some reaction in the first
Reflexes. Yes.
weeks only.
Right.
After that, they will know how and when to use their energy, and they'll be more mature. Even at a very younger age, they'll be much more mature.
I love this. I love this. I mean, I wish I actually had Taekwondo when I was younger, but I think it's never too late, right?
It's
Even
never
for
too
me.
late, yeah, because we offer as well adults training.
Okay.
Actually, since the adults training, Taekwondo is very difficult training because usually we use 90% of our legs.
Right.
And a lot of adults, they are into like punching. You know, because punching is easier. You do not need to have a lot of flexibility and stretching, while the legs has to be very flexible and
Right.
this. So, and the muscle, the arms muscle are very small compared to the legs muscle. So a kick will equal like 3 times more difficult than the punch.
To perform.
Yes,
right.
to perform. So most people are into punching more than the kicking. So
Okay.
that's why when we introduced the adults training in our center,
Okay.
I have brought the kickboxing techniques as well into Taekwondo.
Mm.
So I have like, it's not a full MMA, but it's like a Taekwondo kickboxing training together.
Very interesting.
You know?
Never heard
so
that
they
before.
they can use the punching techniques more and the defenses more with their hands,
Okay.
and we can use Taekwondo kicks. So I have built like a new system for the adults, because they say like Taekwondo is mostly for children, or it's difficult. I'm old.
Right.
So
I would say the same actually.
yeah, so I brought like the kickboxing
Okay.
techniques, and I put them with Taekwondo,
All right.
and I have developed a adults program,
You made a new system.
a new system. Yes.
At Al Banat Martial
Yes,
Arts
yes,
Center.
yes.
This is beautiful. So it's a Taekwondo mixed martial arts, I would call it.
Actually, we call it an MMA
Okay.
because people like, it's a grappling name, you know, MMA.
Yes.
But
yes.
whenever someone asks about our MMA, we say like, we have an MMA. It's a mixture of Taekwondo and kickboxing. Okay.
Yeah.
We do not do grappling. We do not do submissions. We do
Right.
not do floor fighting. We do not do elbows or knees as a Muay Thai.
Right.
So it's a kickboxing and Taekwondo together.
Okay, okay. I love that. I'm more interested now. I'm actually even join the center. You never know.
Why not?
Let's
Why not?
go.
You're
Let's
most
go.
welcome.
So you got the adults. What about your programs for the kids?
Actually, the kids is an ongoing program throughout the year. We have a program from 3 to 7 years. Actually, we are the first center to accept children from 3 years and above. Not even in Bahrain, even around the world, they usually start Taekwondo from 5 or 6 years. But I love children, I love kids, I'm a father. So I started to accept children from 3 years and above, and everyone was saying like, 3, what he gonna do?
Exactly right.
He's like, no. I have a player that he started 3. Now he is 14 years old, he's still with my player, and he's a 3rd dan black belt.
Wow.
I have many players that
Wow.
they started with 3 years, now
Wow.
they are like progressing.
Right.
I've proved that 3 years they can learn. Yes, they can learn.
Okay.
But the learning curve is a little bit different than
Right.
the other ones.
right.
But to be a good player, it starts at the age of 6 or 7. So instead of wasting this 3 to 7 doing nothing and going to nursery only, you can teach them at least the discipline, the respect, the basics of the martial arts. So I have a program from 3 to 7.
Okay. It's amazing.
Okay, and I prepare them for the school life, to have a stronger character, to know what's bullying, what's anti-bullying.
Right.
So before
right.
to go into that stage of school, they should be ready to face the different environment. So this is 3 to 7. Then I have 8 to 13. 8 to 13, these are the strong team, the biggest number of players we have in Bahrain in all the schools is from 8 to 13. And they are good players. They can be developed as champions in future, because we need
Yes.
at least 5 to 10 years to build a champion.
Right.
So we have this base. Then we have the 13 to 17. This is the most difficult phase or stage of children to the youth to deal with,
Really.
the teenagers.
Okay.
And this is a very challenging for us, very challenging with the teenagers. Yeah.
Strong opinions, maybe. They're kind of rebellious.
Actually, it's the environment now.
Environment. Okay.
It's the gaming.
Video games.
Video games. The
Interesting.
video games, you know, at the age of 13 until 17, they are into video games, iPads, the social media, a lot of,
Right.
they are not focused into sports anymore. So if the parents,
Okay.
they did not start to build this into their children from very young age, they will not be able to do so when they are teenagers, because when they are teenagers, they have their own opinion, their own decisions. You can't force them to do it.
Right.
So you have to start from the early stages,
Okay.
you know, and
Okay.
to teach them that this is part of your life. This is As you go to school,
Right.
it's an academic education, and this is a different kind of education.
Interesting. So informative, so educational. You're doing a lot. You're not only like teaching martial arts, you're teaching a lifestyle.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing to have in a center. So with that being said, what is your last words to the viewers?
Actually, we would like to see more parents to have a better understanding of what we do. We are not only teaching them a sport. We are teaching the children, especially, a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. That
Okay.
this lifestyle should be there even when they grow up and they go even to work. Life is not about just going to school, then graduate,
Right.
then go to work.
Right.
You should have good things to do. A lot of people, they invest into their children in a lot of things, but when it comes to sports, they consider it as like it's only a hobby for time period, like 2 months, 3 months, or as a camp. But we are looking forward that the parents should have a view for their children, even if they do not want them to be champions,
Okay.
but at least they can be champion in life.
Exactly.
No?
Love this. Yes.
Not everyone can be champions as a gold medalist in the world, no. But they can be champions in their life.
I wish somebody told me this earlier.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Well, sir, thank you so
Thank
much
you so much.
for this talk. Really educational, really inspirational, and it's been a pleasure having you with us
Pleasure to meet
on the
you
show.
as well. Thank you so much.
Definitely a pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it yourself right here happening on Bahrain Now. You don't have to be a champion of an Olympic competition, but a champion of your life right here on Bahrain Now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Bahrain Islamic Bank introduces a new innovative program for customers, and this time they have created an interesting product which is highly effective and beneficial. Let's find out more about this program by welcoming Mohammed Mustafa, the Cars Development Manager at Bahrain Islamic Bank. Well, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good, good. I want to know more about this new program, the Future Leaders. What's happening there?
BISB's Future Leader Program is a cashless payment solution designed for the age group 7 to 18. Now, once the kid gets this card or this wearable, they can manage their transactions, conduct their transactions, monitor them, and at the end of the day, manage the way how to handle finances.
Oh man, so what's happening here pretty much as a parent, you get to see the full report.
Yes.
And you get to monitor how they spend and the behavioral consumption, right?
Exactly, exactly. Even the kids, today they have cash and coins in their hand. We're giving them a device. With this device, they don't need to carry it. They don't need to worry that it will fall off. How many coins will you carry to school? At the end of the day, it's better carrying this and you just go and do the transaction. So we make it simple for the kids. That's what we've tried to do.
Very innovative, very innovative. So what's the benefits? Like, okay, I got the program now, but I'm sure there are some benefits along with that.
4 actually. Number 1, we are giving monitoring on transactions to parents, like we discussed, right? So the parents can know what kind of transactions are happening. They can even control the transactions. They can even stop the transactions, and the best part, they can load it anytime.
Okay.
If your kid comes in the morning that he needs cash, you can immediately just transfer from your account and give it to him right away, rather than looking for physical cash.
Fun.
That's number 1.
That's really good.
Number 2, we give cash back. So once you register as a starter benefit, we give $10 from BISB. Go spend. You can use it online or you can go to a POS to use it.
Right.
Number 3, we give quarterly and grand raffles.
Right.
So in a quarterly raffle, your kid can win BD30. On a grand raffle, he can win BD300.
Interesting.
Lastly, the most important,
Okay.
we are giving wearables. We're the only bank in Bahrain, the first bank in Bahrain offering wearables.
Wearables.
Wearables. That's not only one. We've got 5 colors to choose from.
There you go. I can see the colors.
And if somebody wants a card, they can choose from the 3 designs as well. So, it's a complete choice. You want a wearable, you want a card, that's up to you.
Interesting times. Very interesting times. I can see right now when I'm going to apply the card to my kid, I'm going to see the report, Fortnite, cheeseburgers, Fortnite.
Exactly. If you want him to continue on those spending trends,
Right.
you can do that, right? Or if you want to control, you can control that
I
as
can
well.
control that.
Yes, yes.
Amazing. So we got those benefits, but how is it even going to be beneficial to the youth as well?
See, at a very early stage, when they register for this program, we are giving to them financial responsibility. We are educating them. It is like teaching them the art of using money from day one. That's how we want them to use. And eventually it's going to lead to a better financial management in later lives for the kids. Right now, when you have a cash, there may be difficulty of managing it.
Right.
With this, you know where you're spending. Even as a kid, you'll know where you'll spend. That's the main thing that comes out of it. So we'll make you financially independent, financially responsible. These are the two main things that we want to bring out from this program.
That is very creative. I mean,
Yes.
what inspired you to come up with a product like this?
Well, there was a need in the market. We had done a lot of research. We
Right.
discussed with a lot of parents. We discussed it with a lot of children. And it was very clear, parents don't know how the money is being used. Kids don't know
Right.
where they spend their money or how
Right.
much is going.
Exactly.
Because you get a fixed pocket money at the end of
Right,
the day, right? So
right.
I had this problem. Everyone has that
I
problem.
still have that
Everyone has that
problem.
problem, right? But if I had something like this, I would have better known. So this
Right.
is where we started the conversation, and then we said, okay, let's bring the data to the people. Right? You bring it to the customers, you bring it to the parents, you bring it to the kids. Let them know what is happening so that they can better manage it. And that's how we went to it. And obviously, bringing something which is more, it can term as a fashion statement as well. It is cool to carry as well.
It's a wearable.
Kids are loving it. They are using it. So we've gotten very good feedback on this.
Okay.
product.
What's the number one color out of all the 5 colors?
Black.
Black.
Yes.
Okay.
There's black. There's then number 2 is white,
White.
and then it's between pink and blue. Yeah.
And the flash green, pretty much, is not really much of a.
Maybe it will pick up.
attractive.
Maybe. it will
Maybe,
pick
right?
up. Yes.
Save the environment.
Yes. Inshallah. Let's see.
I love this. I love this. I mean, you got either wearable. Is wearable more more of an on demand than cards for the
Certainly
kids?
yes. Certainly yes. So as we were expecting, the children are more inclined towards wearables.
Okay.
See, it's better in that sense. You have to carry a plastic, and a wearable is just there,
It's just right there.
and it's just there. Anything you go purchase, that's it.
That's
So
it.
you don't have to look for a plastic. You don't expect a kid to carry a wallet,
Right.
right? At the end of the day, so this band is enough. You load the value, they can go and transact.
What about me? I want to have one. Is it possible?
Right now, only for the kids. Let's
Only
keep
for
it
the
that
kids.
way.
I'm
Yeah.
a kid in my heart, but hey. Well, I love
Yeah.
this. So, any future plans for this? I mean, right now it's beautiful, but can you tease us a bit? Maybe something could come up.
We're
right now?
taking feedback. So
Okay.
obviously we'll think about what's it going, but we're getting feedback from customers. So obviously we're just reviewing what kind of feedback we get, and based on that we will decide how to proceed. Yeah.
It is so interesting how the Bahrain Islamic Bank always come up with innovative products.
Yes.
And ways to be more, I would say, in a relationship with the clients and the customers to the point that you know what they need. And so we really appreciate you for that.
Thank you. As you know, simplifying money matters is what we work on, right? This is one of the things we've done. We've done a lot of other things, and this is just one of those things.
Right.
And inshallah, you'll see more from us.
Definitely. I can see my
Inshallah.
son right now wearing one of these.
Inshallah.
And it's like doot, doot everywhere. you know?
Inshallah, inshallah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the technology of finances is definitely getting faster than we think, and now our kids get to experience all of that with Bahrain Islamic Bank. More coming up on Bahrain Now. Well, dear viewers, we have reached the end of our episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to send us your feedback via email and our social media accounts shown below. Till next time, goodbye and God bless.